When it comes to childhood deaths, there's one in our own backyard that's been an open investigation for years.
It's been nearly 3 years since the death of 6-month-old in West Fargo. Owen Skoji was found unresponsive at an unlicensed daycare back in June of 2015. He was pronounced dead 1 day later, an autopsy ruling the death a homicide.
Valley News Team's Rose Itzkovitz has the latest on where the investigation stands and joins us live. Rose?
Mike and Andrea, Detective Tim Runcorn at the West Fargo PD tells me after nearly 3 years, this investigation is still open, but it's at a standstill. He said, quote, "It's the most frustrating case I've ever worked on," saying that he's had little cooperation from both the parents of Owen as well as the daycare owner. I visited the daycare owner, Darcy Jo Anderson, and she wasn't home, but neighbors tell me Anderson no longer runs a daycare. One neighbor who was close with the Andersons' daughter says she used to watch Anderson care for the children, and she says she can't imagine she'd be responsible for Owen's death, though Anderson's criminal history shows a few misdemeanors for assault and disorderly conduct. Other neighbors tell me Anderson's been very reclusive since the incident.
I'm sure they just kind of want to keep it quiet. I mean, ever since then, as tragic as the story was of what happened, I can understand if they, kind of want to keep a low profile. But who's to say, what's going on right now?
Now, as for Owen's parents, their former neighbors say they've moved out of town as soon as the incident occurred. And Detective Tim Runcorn tells me that he's offered polygraph testing to all parties, but so far they've refused. And they all have the right, he says, to do that. To this day, I'm told no charges have been pressed and there are no official suspects, though Detective Runcorn tells me there are what he calls people of interest. Mike and Andrea.
All right, thank you. Detective Runcorn says he's working on getting other family members to participate in the investigation and that he's hopeful but could not give us an end date on this case.